This is great for testing all kinds of, if you suspect you have a vacuum leak. If you've got vacuum-operated diaphragms in your heating and cooling system, you can put vacuum on just by pumping this up. And if you hook this up to something that should not have a vacuum leak or a leak in it and you don't get any pressure or any suction, then you know you have a problem. Or as I say, if you wanted to test the pull on this vacuum advance, you would just hook a hose up and see if indeed it was working. So a vacuum gauge, a vacuum pump. You can actually use one of these to bleed your brakes too if you want, but I use it basically for engine diagnostics. This is just a common vacuum gauge. You just hook it up to a vacuum port, and as you can see, it gives you readings, and the 20-inch mark right here is where normal is for engines like this. And again, some of the newer adaptations to this, you'll see poor fuel economy, good, bad, whatever. And it's just basically every time you step on the gas, engine vacuum drops, and that gives you an indication that your foot's in the carburetor and you're using more gas, but that's a vacuum gauge. This is another type of compression tester. This is just one you got to hold in place. If you got a odd type engine and you just can't get at it with one of these, you just actually hold this in the spark plug hole. It won't hold the reading, but it will give you an indication, maybe a farm vehicle, a stationary engine that you just need an odd size. You can just push this in and still get a pretty good reading. These are just multimeters, volt, amp, ohm meters, different types, analog. This is a little cheap digital one, but believe it or not, this thing works great. These are unbelievable. They're very, very handy. And you can check voltage, you can check ohms. I don't have one big enough here to check alternator output or generator output, but you could also use a multimeter for that. This is an antique. This is an old tach dwell meter, 6 8-cylinder, 4-cylinder tachometer and dwell meter. This is from probably the 60s. This is another one. It's a little newer style. It's basically the same thing. It does 4, 6, and 8-cylinder engines. Again, RPM, dwell, and this one is also a voltmeter. This is another one. It's a bigger unit. This one even has a starter circuit on it that you can start the car and do a lot of testing from that. But it's basically a dwell tach meter, voltage meter, and you can actually do starter tests on it.